So how much does it cost to live in Sonoma County? I've lived in Sonoma County for a number of years, and even I was shocked when I crunched these numbers. Most people focus on home prices when they think about cost of living, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole category of expenses here that nobody warns you about. Costs that can literally double your monthly budget. From insurance nightmares to wine country markup on everyday items. I'm about to show you the real price tag of paradise. And don't worry, I'll also share where you can still find homes under $1 million if you know where to look. Alright, so let's start by diving into the biggest chunk of your budget, your housing costs. And hey, I've got some good news if you're willing to be flexible about where you plant your roots. Up in Guerneville and the Russian River area, you can still find solid 3-bedroom homes starting around $650,000 to $750,000. Now look, these aren't your fancy vineyard estates, but they're good homes in good neighborhoods with real character. West Sonoma is also a similar story, with family homes running $800,000 to $900,000. And if you want to be close to Sonoma Valley without paying those Sonoma prices, check out an area like Boise Hot Springs. You're looking at $750,000 to $850,000, and you're right there. So now the mid-range markets are where things get interesting. Santa Rosa proper has become a real sweet spot for families. 3 to 4 bedroom homes averaging $950,000 to $1.2 million, and you're getting established neighborhoods, great schools, everything you need right there. Windsor's running similar prices, but man, that downtime is really coming alive. Sebastopol has also got that quirky artistic vibe that everyone loves, so you're paying a bit more, around 1.1 to 1.4 million on average. And when we get to the premium areas, the numbers definitely shift. You want to be walking distance to the downtown in Healdsburg, that starts at probably 1.5 million these days and easily hits $3 to $4 million for something special. The Sonoma Plaza area with all that historic charm, you're not finding anything decent under 1.5 million. I mean, what's interesting though is that unlike those insurance challenges I'll get to in a bit, those location premiums often come with lifestyle benefits that make them worth every penny for the right buyer. But here's the thing, the purchase price is just where your journey starts. Let's now discuss HOA fees. I mean, to be clear, the vast majority of homes don't have them, and I understand people who want to avoid them. And personally, I've never lived anywhere with an HOA. However, if we look at homes with HOA fees, this is where it gets really interesting. But before we dive into what might be the biggest shock of all, let me share something. I've been living in wine country for a number of years now, helping tens of families navigate those exact costs. And if you're serious about making Sonoma County your home, or even if you're just wine country curious, hit that subscribe button right now. Every week, I'm breaking down the stuff that nobody tells you until it's too late, from hidden costs to local secrets that can save you thousands. Okay, so let's now talk about HOA fees. This is where Sonoma County can surprise you because they're all over the map, and not in the way you'd expect. Let me start with the good news. Those 55 plus communities like Oakmont in Santa Rosa have incredible value. We're talking under $400 per quarter, which is, $133 a month, and you're getting golf, pools, fitness center, activities galore. You'll find a similar situation in Windsor and Healdsburg senior communities. Same deal, some great value. For what you get, these are fantastic. But then you've got Windsor Town Dream condos charging $800 per month. For what? No pool, no gym, no fancy landscaping, just basic maintenance. $800. I scratch my head every time I see it. I mean, it's no great surprise that there's over 10 of these condos for sale right now. The biggest single reason is HOA fees. I mean, that being said, there are changes afoot to get these back in line, but they're just out of control. Most wine country developments run a more reasonable $400 to $600 monthly, which makes sense for what they provide. And then there's the luxury side. Montage in Healdsburg will run you over $30,000 per year. That's, $2,500 every single month. I mean, now sure, you're getting world-class everything, but that's a mortgage payment for a lot of folks. So here's my take. It's not about the dollar amount, it's about the value, what you get for it. Some of my clients are in those affordable 55 plus communities, and they feel like they won the lottery. Others who pay less in actual dollars feel nickel and dime because they're just not getting much more for it. Speaking of unexpected costs, let's look at what contractors are charging these days for remodeling. I mean, it's become quite the adventure in wine country. But first, if you're thinking, okay, David, I can make those numbers work, then I've got something that'll help. I put together a comprehensive Sonoma County relocation guide that walks you through everything you need to know, from choosing the right neighborhood based on your budget to understanding the lifestyle differences between different areas, whether it's Healdsburg, Sebastopol, Sebastopol, Petaluma, and Sonoma, as well as giving you insider tips that only locals know. It's basically everything I wish somebody had told me when I first moved to wine country. And it's free. It's packed with real insights you just don't find on Zillow or other online places. And you can download it right now. Just click the link in the description below. So now let's talk about remodeling costs. So you found the charming 1960s ranch and you're thinking, well, just update the kitchen. You need to listen closely. Kitchen remodels have got out of control. A basic refresh such as new countertops, backsplash, and keeping your cabinets is $35,000 to $50,000. If you want a full renovation with new everything, the new normal is $75,000 to $150,000. And if you're going to go luxury with all the bells and whistles, I mean, you can quickly get well above $200,000 and up. And I'm not making this up. Throughout the house, it's the same. Bathroom remodels run, I know, $15,000 to $40,000 per bathroom. If you want a pool, if you can find someone's build it, it can easily cost you up to $200,000 and even more for an infinity pool. ADUs are hot right now since everyone wants to have that rental income or somewhere for guests to stay. But you're looking at $300,000 and upwards depending on the size. And here's what gets people: the wait times. Good contractors are booked solid for, I mean, probably 6 months out. I mean, it's getting better for sure, but it's hard to get somebody to start within certainly 3 months. I had one client joke that finding a contractor was harder than finding the house. They bought it thinking they'd do a quick reno and be done. A year later, they're still living in a construction zone. But I mean, that's construction over. That's not just limited to Sonoma County. So you might be wondering, why is it so expensive? Well, skilled labor here commands top dollar, and they deserve it. Material costs have gone up, but there's also a huge demand. Nearly 10 years on from the first major fires, there are still fire rebuilds going on that maintains the strong demand for the skills on top of all the other remodels and new construction for people moving up here from the Bay Area and elsewhere. And on top of that, everybody wants their work done during the perfect weather month, so this creates its own bottleneck. It's the wine country premium in action. So let's talk about utility costs, whether you're living in the city or living more rural. I mean, the utility game in Sonoma County is definitely two different worlds depending on your address. City living has its perks, but cheap water isn't one of them anymore. After those 23% rate hikes, you're looking at $150 to $250 for your monthly water alone. My advice is to go drought tolerant with your landscaping. Artificial grass can look great these days. I was skeptical originally, but it can look really good. And spending $10,000 to $20,000 up front saves you many headaches down the road, not to mention the costs. PG&E for gas runs $200 per month, and electricity with those time of use rates of $200, $400 a month. I mean, everything's on the grid, so you've got easy access. But here's something smart to consider. Going electric makes more and more sense. Get yourself a heat pump for heating and cooling, maybe an electric car. I mean, think about sustainability. And you're setting yourself up right. Solar's $20,000 to $40,000 installed, but with incentives, I mean, while they're still here, that is, and rising rates, you're looking at payback in 7 to 10 years. Rural living is a completely different story. Well water's fantastic, and it's free. You're only paying $50 a month to pump it. Propane, on the other hand, can get expensive. Figure in $1,500 to $2,500 per year for moderate use. The good news is that most companies do remote monitoring, so you'll never run out. They fill you up when they're in the neighborhood if they can see that you're running low. And don't forget septic systems. They need pumping, which is $500 to $800 every 3 to 5 years. It's not huge, but just one of those things that city folks never think about until they get the first bill. So now let's talk about property taxes and insurance. I mean, a double whammy, if you like. There's a few other expenses that can catch you off guard, and definitely property taxes is one of them. Property taxes here run about 1.25% of what you paid for the house. So that $1 million home is about $12,500 a year, or roughly $1,042 every month. The new tax changes give you a bit more of a break, but you still need to consider this in your monthly budget. And watch out for those extra assessments. Always check the complete tax bill so that you understand what the different components are. Now, insurance is where it's gotten more complicated. California rates have jumped 21% in 2024, and more increases have come this year, and there's going to be more besides. But here's a silver lining. Since they let companies raise rates, it should actually get easier to find coverage, even in high-risk areas, and there are incentives for insurance companies to specifically insure properties in higher risk areas. If you're buying a home to live in and you're in the city limits, you should be fine getting regular insurance from a standard carrier. Figure $2,000 to $5,000 a year for solid coverage for, an average sized home. Investment properties, well, that's trickier. You'll probably end up on Fair Plan, which only covers fire. And it's the same deal if you live in a rural property. Fair plan coverage can cost $3,000 to $6,000 a year. It's probably a starting point. That being said, we just took on a new listing and the fair plan annual cost is $20,000. And this is a $2.5 million home. So definitely a major consideration for some homes. And here's the thing about fair plan though. You need extra coverage for everything that isn't fire, including personal possessions, non-fire damage, as well as liability. That's another $1,000 to $2,000 per year. So yeah, it's more than standard coverage for sure, just like those wine memberships I'll talk about in a minute, that can sneak up to $5,000 annually. The key is to budget for the whole package, not just the fire coverage. I've walked plenty of clients through this insurance maze. The ones who plan ahead are fine. It's the folks who assume it'll be simple and cheap are the ones who get sticker shock. And even if you can insure it when you buy it, it doesn't necessarily mean it will carry on at that rate, or that you'll be able to continue getting insurance from that same insurance company. So you do need to think about these things in advance. Speaking of paradise, let's talk about the lifestyle costs of wine country, because let me tell you, the temptations are real and the prices reflect the quality of life that we enjoy here. Living in wine country means that world-class everything is literally right on your doorstep, and it's priced accordingly. The dining scene has got plenty of options. Food trucks and family spots run from, $15 to $25 per person, which is totally reasonable for great food. But when you venture out into our more famous restaurant scene, the numbers quickly start adding up. Those Michelin star places run, $150 to $400 per person, and that's before you even think about wine pairings. Speaking of wine, tastings they're typically $30 to $75 per person at many of the wineries now. Personally, I always try to go to the smaller wineries where they don't put those onerous costs on their tastings. But some exclusive experience can even be more than that. It's hard to live here and not sign up for a few wine events, which, again, it can cost $150 per ticket. Although there's always cheaper events which are often equally fun. And here's the good news. Our best stuff is free. Hundreds of hiking trails, river access, farmers markets all year long. Ocean views, river swims, the whole outdoor lifestyle. It's truly incredible. And it doesn't cost you a dime. That's what makes living here just so special. Your daily life doesn't carry what I call the wine country premium. Groceries run 15 to 20% above the national average, and gas is almost always 50 cents, 80 cents more than the rest of the country. But that's true of anywhere in California. There's just things cost more here. Services such as house cleaning, landscaping, maintenance are where everybody charges a premium rate because they know they can get away with it. Now, we don't have the variety of museums and shows like San Francisco. If that's your thing, factor in regular trips to the city. It's about an hour and a half each way, plus parking, plus the city prices once you're there. But here's what I tell my clients. Certain things do cost more, there's no question, but you'll find yourself cooking amazing meals at home with incredible local ingredients. Your weekends be spent hiking instead of shopping. The wine country lifestyle naturally shifts how you spend your time, and most people absolutely love it. Now, let me tell you about some costs most people don't know about until they've already made their move here. The hidden costs nobody mentions, which are wine club memberships, as the sneakiest expense in Sonoma County. So here's how it happens. You visit a winery, have an amazing time, and boom, you remember. It just happens. Do this at 5 or 10 places, $200 to $500 per quarter, and you're suddenly looking at $5,000, $10,000 a year. I'm overstating it slightly here, but that's just on wine. I do a membership purge every year, keeping only the ones that deliver real value. My advice, be strategic. Love having a glass in town? Join a place where you can pop in anytime for a complimentary tasting. If you're big on entertaining, pick wineries that throw great events. It's a great filter for joining a winery. Don't just collect memberships like baseball cards. Let's face it, you live in wine country, you can go into a winery any day of the week and purchase a bottle of wine. Airport runs are also another surprise expense. SFO is about an hour and a half away. The airport bus is $50 per person each way, so that's, $200 for a couple round trip. If you have an early morning flight, you might be better off grabbing an airport hotel for $200, or springing for a car service at, $180, $200 per trip. If you travel a lot, whether it's for work or play, this can add up pretty fast. Then there's what I call the guest factor. When you live in wine country, everyone wants to come and visit you. It's wonderful, but it definitely costs money. Extra groceries, restaurant tabs, tasting fees, activities. One client told me their guest entertainment budget was bigger than some of their own entertainment spending. They obviously treat their friends incredibly well. I've learned to embrace these hidden costs as just part of the deal. You'll spend more on wine and hosting, but you're creating experiences you just can't get anywhere else and creating memories with friends and family. So just be aware and budget for it so you don't get caught off guard. So if you're ready to make wine country your home, whether you're looking for that perfect property with mountain views and reasonable HOA fees, or you're thinking about selling and want somebody who understands this market inside and out, I'd love to be able to help you. Just drop me an email at david@BruingtonHargreaves.com and let's talk about your wine country dreams. But before you make any moves, you need to see what's happening in our market right now, because everything I just told you about costs, well, it's shifting as we speak. In this video right here, I'm breaking down the seismic changes hitting Sonoma County real estate market in 2025, including why some neighborhoods are seeing price drops for the first time in years, and more besides. If you're serious about making wine country work harder for your budget, make sure you click here. Until the next video, go well.